And I guess we'll state the, I don't see a flag. It's kind of behind you, Pam.
Isn't it easier to move the camera?
That's probably easier to move your
Probably.
There we go.
Is it in there? Okay.
That's good.
There we go. All right.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
America.
To the republic.
to the republic for which it stands,
One
one
nation.
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All
Thanks.
right.
First item of business are design plans for an addition exterior remodel proposed for 14892 Aldea Drive North. Jason, do you have a staff report?
Oh, certainly. I didn't know if we had to do call to the public or not first.
Oh, I didn't see that on the agenda.
I guess there's not really public. Sorry.
We haven't been putting call to the public on with the online meetings.
Perfect. Okay, just making sure I didn't. Okay, great. So, sorry, going back to the agenda item number 1. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Chair, board members. The first item on the your staff report, I'm going to go ahead and go through the staff report. And as we've done before, if you'd like, I'd be happy to screen share if that helps, especially for the applicants that are in attendance today. I know some are via conference phone only, so they won't be able to see the screen. But I'll see if I can go ahead and share. I usually can without additional. Yeah, let's see. Yes. Okay. All right, let me consolidate this so that you can see it a little bit better. There we go. All right, so for 14892 Aldea Drive North, the applicant seeking approval for a front patio cover addition to their existing residence. I've taken a screenshot here from Google Street View. The application exhibits include a sample of what the trellis structure may look like. It appears to be kind of a trellis sort of structure, as you can see in the image below the home, where there'd be cross members that appear to be kind of like a faux wood material. It would be a partial shade structure that will cover the area between the front door and the low courtyard wall with the wrought iron detailing you can see in the picture here. So they just want to bring that trellis structure forward to provide some shade relief over the courtyard area. I've looked at these sorts of trellis structures in the past, and we've always sought to try to at least color match to some level with the home, maybe the trim color or a pop-out color or even the body color if you really want it to fade out, rather than the pre-manufactured colors. It's oftentimes just like kind of a bright off-white or a bright white. Oftentimes they can also be ordered in different tones that can get at least a close match to the body color of the house. So in staff's review of this, it really is a kind of a smaller scale application for the board, but because it's on the front elevation, we did want to bring it forward. And staff would recommend that to the extent that the owner can color match the home, or at least one of the colors or materials on the palette of the home, that we would support the application and recommend approval. With that, I'll be happy to answer questions.
Okay, I think I agree with you about the colors either match the roof, or the main body of the house, or else one of the other accent colors. Sometimes you can get by with a very dark color, and I see they've got some wrought iron bars and some other wrought iron features. Maybe that would be the closest thing to match, or easiest thing to match. Is the applicant here?
This is Randy with RS Service.
Yes.
We were the ones that were asked to build this, so yes, I am here.
Okay. Did you is there a color selected already by the homeowner, or do you have options?
The product is Alumawood, and there are 9 colors available in Alumawood. This particular homeowner, we've actually already done one freestanding structure in the back and one attached structure in the back. And the color Adobe, which is a factory name, matched the home the best. And I believe that's what they specified on this front lattice structure also. And I'm not sure if the pictures made it into this file. In talking to Pam, she asked me with the city, she asked me to do an elevation, and I do frame plans all the time. I am not talented enough to do an elevation. So I gave her the one picture that's shown currently on the screen below the elevation of the home, but I also sent her 2 or 3 more pictures of a standard entry trellis. Well, it's an optional entry trellis that we do for Pulte Del Webb up in Merrill Ranch in Florence, Sun City. And I think if it's possible to see it, that might give you a substantially better idea in regards to what this is going to look like.
Okay.
Yes. I wasn't able to get that into the packet. It came after the packet was done.
I got you. And I just, the one that I originally, the one that you can see, that's actually a Shea product out in Trilogy at Stantia. And I just happened to have that picture that we had done it. I had that picture on my computer, but I wanted to submit what we do out in Merrill Ranch. So that's something you folks just might want to see, because it's almost a dead on for what we'd be doing here.
Okay.
This is Jason. So if you don't mind confirming, since I don't see the Adobe color, what is the Adobe? To me, that can be like all kinds of different versions of beige to tan. Would you consider it like an off-white or a darker color?
No, sir. It's a taupe. It's the same color as the trim.
Oh, okay. The dark trim. Okay, got it. That'll work next.
Susan, if I may.
Yep.
I see that the garage door is kind of a gray with a little green in it or something like that. I don't know what the color name might be, but I think that might also be a good accent there.
That basically is what Adobe looks like. It's just a mild taupe. Their fascia, I would call a much darker taupe. The garage door is a lighter taupe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think matching either of those colors or as close as you can get would be fine.
How far forward is this going to come?
On this particular house, and again, I don't know if our frame plan made it into this package, but you can see the front elevation is on the screen currently, and this is an offset. So in other words, the short side is the garage, and the long side is that bedroom. The structure that we're adding, or the proposed structure, is going over the center of the courtyard. It only comes out about halfway to the end of the garage, so it does not even come out to the end of the short side on the right. The overall projection is 11 feet, and the overall projection on that garage on the right side in regards to this view is 18 feet.
Okay, so you're just coming past, probably just past the windows before you go.
You have me at a disadvantage. I've designed over 100, well, nationwide, I've designed over 250,000 of these, but this particular one of our designers did. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're bringing it out to that knee wall, but I don't want to tell you that definitively because I did not design the structure.
If I may, it's Jason here. I have a plot plan that shows that it stops just short of the courtyard wall.
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
Can you guys see my Bluebeam screen? It's a PDF.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I can try. I switched pages. So.
You'll notice that the garage is 25 feet back, and this structure they're proposing is 31 feet back. So, and I think it's tucked in. I don't think it's going to be very noticeable one way or the other.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Is there any other questions for the applicant or for staff? No. Would someone like to make a motion?
Yeah, Madam Chairman, I'll make the motion for I move for the shade trellis addition at 14892 Aldea Drive North, that we approve it as submitted, subject to colors. The trellis color shall try to match the existing colors that are there as well as they can.
I'll second
Okay,
that.
okay, we have a motion, and a second. Any further discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you.
I'm assuming you don't need me anymore, so I greatly appreciate that you folks letting me, be involved and answer any questions you guys have. And I hope you all stay safe and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up on the agenda is design plans for an addition exterior remodel proposed for, sorry, I'm reading off my iPhone, 14581 West Mountain View Drive. And Jason, do you want to give us your staff report on this one?
Certainly, thank you, Chair and board members. The applicant seeking approval for a garage addition to the front of their existing residence. You can see, apologies to whomever's in the driveway. I caught them on Google Street View. Looks like the homeowner may be there, but so I added that picture so you could kind of get some context. I kind of went up and down the street to look at other garages. This neighborhood's got a lot of side turn garages, and this house looks to be perhaps adding that option onto the home kind of after the fact. So the proposed addition would be a kind of an oversized single car garage taking access to this existing driveway where the people are standing. And so if you look down here a little further, as I scroll down to the site plan, you'll see the existing garage here, tandem garage is in the dark, and then this will be kind of like a standalone garage next to this extension of the living area that's here. It's kind of unique. They've got French fire door French doors that open to that garage. Notice that. So it's a unique idea. Like the home is really going to project far forward. I have to admit, like at staff level reviewing the site plan, I really was wanting to make sure that indeed they still had 20 feet left before they got to the property line. Because I was like, how are we going to fit the 17-foot like garage extension to project forward? It would be kind of interesting. But based on the site plan, they are just meeting the 20-foot front yard setback, which is an allowed setback for any livable area or side entry garage. Front-facing garage still needs to maintain that 25-foot rear yard or 25-foot front yard setback, and they have well in excess of that, as shown on the site plan. So this garage will pull forward. They're going to duplicate the window treatments with the brow, similar roof line. I don't know if I've included it here. You can see there's like a little bump in the ridge line here. I think the projection, you see how the garage is a little wider. So it's actually going to be wider than what the existing residential livable portion is. So you'll see the kind of the bump in the ridge line of the roof. They'll duplicate the stone veneer on the front, and then they're going to do a whole kind of front courtyard enclosure wall with gate to kind of enclose what is enclosed right here. If you see where the current picture is in the front, you can see this gate here. A lot of that's going to come forward all the way to the front. So you'll have the little sidewalk come in, which is blocked by view by this car that's right here. But then they'll come up to a courtyard wall much closer to the street than currently. And it shows on there that the wall will only be 3 feet tall, and then there's going to be a 5-foot pilaster for the decorative gate. I presume they're just going to bring that same gate forward and maybe reutilize it. So unique. It meets zoning code setbacks. It's going to be color materials, et cetera, to match the existing home. Just somewhat of a unique floor plan, I guess, if you will. So, but again, after looking at that, and then if I had Google Street View up and we could pan down the street, you'd see a lot of side entry garages. So most of those are scooted back a little bit more, but they are allowed to request it. So let me see if I had any other We've kind of restated that here. Yeah, I don't have any recommended conditions so far, just that they would color match as they state they will in their application, the colors, materials, and finishes of the existing residence.
I have just a couple comments, and one is that like when you're adding on like a wall on the same kind of vertical surface as the garage pull-out, so the wall comes straight out where the gate is. It looks like it's flush. I always like an offset of some sort, even if it's just a few inches. When you're changing material, changing height, it's nice to have an offset in the surface also. So even
if I may speak, this is BJ Copeland with BPR.
Yeah.
That wall actually does set back 3 feet from, and it shows better on the floor plan, and it's just small as it is, you can't really see it. But the fence does set back 3 feet from the front facade, so that you do get that jogging front facade across the front. So that gate and that wall is set back.
All right, I just saw it on the site plan. It looks like it's on the same plane as the garage wall.
Yeah, on that particular site plan, it's tough to see. The ones I have that I'm looking at, it is evident. In fact, it is 3'6" is the setback from the face of the garage to the start of the gate. So it sets back 3'6". Yeah, see there, that's not a great reflection of it. I think that site has modified a little bit to the CD set that actually is going to be submitted once DR is approved. So that it actually does set back a little bit. That was one of the owner's comments, was let's break that up so that it doesn't align.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then the other
sorry, Chair, I did
comment I had was that the lot coverage comes in at 31. Is that allowable in this zoning?
I
Chair,
believe so, yeah, the villages are allowed a larger lot coverage
Okay.
than in
I
the
didn't
other.
know what it was for this area, so.
I think it's actually like 40 or 45%.
Okay. Okay. All right, anybody else with questions or for the staff or the applicant? No? Okay. I think it looks fine, myself. So does anybody else have any concerns or questions? No? Okay. Can someone propose a motion?
Yeah, I'll move we approve the application as submitted and recommended by staff.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion, a second. Any further discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Chair, I just have a quick comment. I'm just
Yeah.
curious with an oversized single car garage that's got a double French door that opens. I just kind of curious if they've got a really cool car. That's all. It seems like,
It's got,
1963 Corvette.
okay, that
Right
makes,
in the front.
you want to look at that thing with the doors open. I got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Jason, it's that the Corvette's getting a special place.
It's getting its own home.
It's a jewel box.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Okay, that's awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
okay, next up. Oh gosh. Sorry, I can't see very well. Okay, design plans for an addition, exterior remodel proposed for 102 North Florence Avenue. Jason, can you give us your report?
Thank you, Chair, board members. We have a garage addition to an existing residence at 102 North Florence. I'm not certain, you may have in your packets more recent photos. I did a Google Street View that happened to kind of capture this residence under its remodel. Funny enough, I didn't recall the residents coming through DR. I may be in the past, I'm spacing it, but in any case, it had gone through some level of a remodel, and at this time, what the residents would like to do is, or the homeowners would like to do is add a garage. You can see these cars are parked out in the driveway in the sun, and perhaps what used to be a garage or carport, I'm not sure, likely was in this location where the stucco refinishing has been done. So with that said, if you look down, it's kind of an interesting configuration. The homeowners approached staff in regards to possible encroachment into the front yard setback. That would be perhaps through a variance application, just based on the location of the home and trying to give a clearance in front of this window area to get a garage in there that's going to have a 18 or 20 foot depth for a standard vehicle. They would need a setback variance. So instead of going through the variance application at this time, they're just focusing on getting a design review board approval to add this kind of 2-ish, 3-ish car tandem. I don't know, you could call it maybe a 2.5 car, whereas the left side would be for a very tiny vehicle or whatever they'd like to place there. And then you'll see they've got I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to end up. I'll go to the elevation here in a second. But it'll be a long tandem garage wall. You can see a lot of windows on this long facing wall that'll be up against the neighbors, fairly close, about 14, 15 feet. And they'll be facing one another there with those window treatments. Let's see. Again, 2 more windows here. And so this house will have certainly a different appearance. You know, I don't think I cut and pasted the proposed elevation, but it is in your packet. And I can screen share with you. Just give me 1 second and I will click over and screen share. All right. Hold on. I just have to rotate the view here and then I will switch over to my PDF viewer. Give me 1 second. I'm almost there. Thanks for waiting here. Having a little fun. Okay, so I'm going to change my screen share to the PDF, and then you can kind of see what they want to do here. So, so if you can see it now, there's going to be some changes here. You can see the front-facing garage. I'm not 100% certain if the dormers are still there, but they don't show on these conceptual drawings. So perhaps the applicant can speak to that. This is an application for the garage addition. I don't believe it was presented, Pam, as a full remodel. So we should probably have the applicant kind of elaborate on the scope, considering the home was just recently remodeled and now they're adding the garage. So not 100% certain. So
this is Benjamin. I'm the homeowner. We bought the house remodeled in 2014. So this was, all the remodels were done before we got it. Didn't have the garage. In the process of doing this, we are going to remove those dormers. It just doesn't match with the way the garage is going to be set up on there. So the way you see the drawings and the pictures is kind of the way the house is going to look.
Just out of curiosity, it looks, since having a home without, in this zoning, I don't think you're allowed to have a home without a garage. How did that get through? Was the previous remodel done without permit?
Everything we got when we purchased the house said it was done appropriately. So we've had that question come up several times about not having a garage, and I can't answer that. We bought it just as you see it.
Excuse me, Chair. I believe the enclosure of whatever the previous garage was done sometime in the past, and we don't know when and it didn't come through for approval. However, after that was enclosed, another buyer came in, bought the home, and did a remodel, adding the dormers, and but he didn't enclose the garage. He just remodeled the front, and now this new owner is looking to add this new garage and remove the dormers.
Okay. But just my own opinion, I'm glad the dormers are going. They're distracting from the architecture. So, but does anybody else have any questions questions about the proposal? And that we're not approving something that needs a variance, is that correct? What they're proposing is within the setbacks?
That's Chair Chernetsky, that's correct. The garage would be approved tonight, although the stall on the left side would be shorter than a standard garage size. There's not an issue with the code for that per se, but they may want to come back with that application, you know, to get a few additional feet on this, but that would be up to the owner to initiate.
Pam, what is the side yard setback required to be there?
Yeah, I did look it up when they came in. I can't recall it right now. They were within the side, the plan showed it was within the side yard setback. I mean, it was within the building envelope. It did not encroach.
Okay. They've got, it says 14.6 on one side and then on the other is 9. And I don't know if it's one of those setbacks where you can, or they have to add up to, or.
They're allowed to go back to the original setbacks. It's probably even 7. It could be 7 feet.
Okay. Okay.
But I did check it.
Any other questions? And then are you changing the colors and the materials with this remodel?
No, we'd be trying to match everything to what the current look is on the house.
Okay. Just roofing over where the dormers were?
That is correct.
Okay. Any questions from staff or from board members for staff or applicant? No? Okay. Is there a proposal then?
I'll propose a motion that we approve the package for 102 North Florence Avenue as stipulated in the staff report that all colors and materials match, including the garage door existing.
Okay, you have a motion? You need a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, you have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you and good luck.
Thank you all.
Okay. And now we go to revised design plans for a new custom home proposed for 14711 West Village Parkway. This was something that was approved in December of 2018. And I guess the proposal is for raising the RV garage. So, Jason, do you have a report for this?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I've got the before, kind of the before and the proposed black line elevations for you on the screen. And that's correct. The original custom home was approved by the Design Review Board on December 6th back in 2018. At that time, if you can see that the house was kind of a two combo where you have a casita with an RV garage and then the main house. And they've since connected that with to make it a single structure so that you could have the oversized quote guest house. It's now part of the overall structure as required by code. But the big change, and I'm sorry, I should reiterate that connection occurs here in the middle of the screen. The big change really is the RV garage. staff reviewed the proposal. Looking at the original, you can see the garage door here is tall, but I'm not certain it's tall enough for a larger RV. But you can see the difference in scale with what's proposed. Staff does have a concern. It's massive looking, at least in the black line elevation. The home is quite wide. It's a single story. It's kind of got like a low slung, sprawling kind of appearance on the odd shaped lot. And I'm going to bring up the site plan here in just a second. That's the only concern staff really has with this, since there's really no other changes to the residence, color, materials, architecture, all of that stuff has been approved. It's really just how dominant the RV garage appears on the elevation. So I'm going to go ahead and toggle over to, if you don't mind, to my Bluebeam application, and let me see if I can find my documents and pull it up.
And while you're doing that, I'd like to find, I can't read the numbers on here. So
Yeah, I couldn't read any of the numbers giving the heights.
what is the revision?
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can. I'm pulling up the PDFs of the application now. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little. Okay. So let me share my current screen. I don't know if it's going to help because it looks a little blurry here too. Okay. So let me see. Hold on. 12 feet to here. It says 12 feet, but I can't read the other ones. Let me see if the next page, if there's something clearer. Let me zoom out. These are the color renderings. If I may, I'll just show you really quick on here. The kind of, if you might remember this residence on this kind of odd shaped lot, how it kind of sprawls across it to match the lot lines. It just kind of tapers in and comes across, and then the RV garage is, you know, right at the front setback. All right, let me go back to the beginning of the application and see if I can find the clear elevation. Here we go. All right, let's see if I can zoom in on that. Hoping it shows up. Pam, I don't know if it appears that I can't tell if that's 15 feet or 18 feet to this, for this kind of height right here for the plate.
This is the homeowner, Stephen Bernassa. Do you mind if I help you out?
Yeah, Stephen, thank you.
Certainly. So what happened is the old garage door, if you look in the original design, was 10 feet tall. That doesn't fit our Airstream. Unfortunately, we didn't notice that on the elevations when we first did it. So we basically, as they were laying out the foundation, they weren't getting the rise and run to get the proper height on there. So the elevation, last time we came, we built this kind of fit in that corner lot. We went down instead of going up 2 levels, so there wasn't a giant box on the corner of that area. But the garage on the north end is partially for an old car and for an old 2006 Airstream. And so we raised the plate 4 feet on the advice of what should be normally sized for an RV. So that went from the garage door being 10, and I believe the top plate being 12 to +4. So that'd be 16 feet for the top plate on the elevations, which should be clear on the PDF drawings that I originally sent. All right.
Okay.
And then if you do the street view, you'll find that the left-hand side of that is a wash with trees. And so the north edge of it is hidden from my neighbor to the north, who's already said he has no problem with the garage door entry. And then on the front south corner there's a wash right there and trees in that wash. So it's kind of hidden from that where. The only place it really jumps out is when you're coming, yeah, right there. The trees there kind of hide the blockness of it. And then in the front left, on the right side is a tree plan that will break up that corner as well of the garage door, so you won't see it as you come up as much.
Is there any way of mitigating that down to take the minimum size that you would need to access for an RV?
Currently, we have about 1.5 inches of clearance. So if there's any angle of the RV, it'll take the AC off the top of it. So we could probably go down.
How do you drive on the freeways if it's more than like 13 feet?
It's not, but that gives you a 14-foot door, right? So having you 2 feet, you have 14 feet and then you have 2 feet above. Maybe we can come down another foot to get the clearance for the door still. But I was told that I need 2 feet above the door to have the mechanism and materials.
And yeah, usually 1.5 feet will do, but
Okay.
what's,
I mean, it can
what
come down
was
to
the
1.5
garage
feet.
door? What was the garage door size? 14?
It's 14 right now.
That's big.
Mm-hmm.
Your plate height is 16?
I believe so. It's 2 feet above the 14, yes. Or the drawings. It should be on the far right side there.
Susan, I have one going right now that's 14 feet from the garage door and 2 feet. 2 feet's more than enough.
Yeah.
But
I can bring it down 1.5 feet above it if it'll fit the mechanicals.
I made, Mr. Bernasso, could you, what's happening behind the roof line here where it pops up? I guess the line work kind of threw me off a little bit.
If you look in the top, that's the view deck, so you can watch the airplanes go by.
Got it. Okay, so it's a walk up. Got it. I saw something on the floor plan. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so the left side is a staircase that goes up the sides. The top area is a deck area, and that'll be sliding back. My designer just put it in quickly where it was. So the door to the north will be closed off. The AC will move to the left, and that staircase will slide back, so it's there. That'll break up the side of it too, so it isn't a big block. Like, you know, the ones that are over on Litchfield Park on the main road there on the left, the big square boxes. The side of this will have a diagonal, and it'll be hidden by the trees, kind of thing. I'm going to try and blend it in. And then on the corner of that driveway, right to your left, if you move your mouse, right where that curves in there. Do you mind if let me see?
Yeah, there you go.
If you go down a little more, there'll be a tree right there in that curved area in front of that office. So that would help. Oh, you're in Bluebeam, are you? I'm looking for I'm in custom survey. I can't do anything else. Let me see if I can annotate. So right here would be a large tree that'll help offset that corner there, so you won't see that part as much. So the view angle is going to be about 35, 40 degrees to see that large area, to try and minimize as much as I can.
Any comments or questions from board members?
Susan, I'm not a big fan of RV garages in residential areas, but I think in this particular instance, this is going to be such a kind of a really nice dynamic home, and I think the architect has done a nice job here. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, in general, I think it looks nice. I always say when the garage is the tallest thing on.
It's actually not the tallest, but it's.
I mean, except for the chimney, it is.
I can drop it down 1/2 foot if it's 1.5 inches. Then it's actually even in line with the other the one to the right, which is good with me.
That'd be
yeah. If anything, you can
right
do
here,
a little bit, and I know
if I'm even with that line right there across, it'd be a cleaner look anyway. So we can bring it across to that here. Does that work better?
Yeah, I think that would be a better look, just so it just doesn't.
Yeah, because the highest point is actually over here, which it's kind of set for, but I'm okay with bringing it down to this. It would look cleaner to have it be all across there, I think.
I think that
this line, this visual line would come across then, right?
Yes.
So with that modification there. Okay. We're trying to, balance out everything in there. That's why we went to a basement instead of having 2 stories, even though that was more expensive. So
yeah,
that's a corner that's kind of, otherwise we'd stick out with a giant piece.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions for the applicant or for staff? Hearing none. Is there a motion?
Yeah, Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion. Regarding the RV garage additional height for 14711 North Village Parkway. I would recommend approval of the motion, subject to the height of the garage not being any taller than the existing ridge line of the residence. I don't know what the difference is. I can't really read the numbers, but
I have it.
if it could be dropped down to that to the ridge line of the residence, I would be in favor of this project.
May I make a comment? I have a screenshot of that blue line. So basically the top of that would be equal to the ridge line on the right. Is that correct, Mr. Romack?
Yeah, Stephen, thank you. Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Cool.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, council. Good night.
Good job.
Okay, last one. I guess we're on the minutes, so motion to approve the minutes for the May 7th, 2020 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, staff report on current events.
Thank you, Chair. All right, let's see. Current events, besides all the craziness in the world. Let's see. We have received a variance application for a project that's going to be coming forward to you. We won't discuss it, of course, but I can just advise you it's for Denny's in regards to their parking. We hope to meet with them in the near term to discuss how they wish to proceed if they actually want to follow through. Let's see. We are administratively looking at a minor change to the site plan for the car wash at Dysart and Camelback. They would like to circulate just slightly differently. They'd be pulling some of the vacuum bays off of Dysart, but the pay stations that also have sort of a structural canopy thingy going on where they can read your little barcode in the windshield type of thing, and then open the little arm gates so that you proceed into the car wash lane, into the tunnel. All of the rest of the site remains the same. Remember, the car wash tunnel was replicating the Dignity Health. They even went so far as to try to do the little orange glass pop-up, but it's all gonna look mostly the same, just a fewer number of canopy covered vacuum bays right on Dysart, which like for like, we didn't see it as a negative impact to the site plan, so we were able to do it administratively. We're still working through finalizing that site plan now. We don't have it quite yet, but just that also infers to you that they are moving forward. So it had been some time since that was approved, but it's planned for that to actually be built. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it for now. Do you have one, Pam, or anything else coming in right now? No?
I think that's it for now.
Okay. That's it.
Okay, thanks. Do any board members have any current events to report on?
Not much going on in city council. It's pretty tough to do everything by Zoom, but it works better than nothing. So
Yeah.
Excuse me, I should report that it has been decided to somewhat close City Hall again, and most of the employees will be working from home once again, with the option to come in as needed to meet with someone on occasion, but for the most part, we'll be working from home.
Yep, I understand.
good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else by anyone? No? Okay. Hey, Jason, can you give me a call sometime when you have a chance to look at that drawing?
Yes, absolutely. I can do that tomorrow. Are you available tomorrow, or do you want Monday?
Yeah. Just call my cell phone. I'll be wherever I am. That's where it'll be.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
I move
All right. Thanks.
that?
I'm in Flagstaff just right now.
She has trees.
Yeah, I have trees behind me.
Yeah, there you go.
So nice.
And my window's open.
Oh,
I
gosh.
noticed that.
Not to make you too
Rub
jealous.
it in.
All right. We'll see you. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
All
Take care.
right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.